Okay, I'm just looking at my trading notes. It's not good. Okay, I did I went really big share size today, like big. There were times I think I can't stop laughing because I was down big today. And then, oh my God, I realized if I'm gonna do higher share size, my daily loss, I have to kind of give in a little and make a little larger daily loss. So it was a lot. So right off, okay, first of all, the market was tanking this morning. Every stock, I could find no stock that I like to trade, larger cap stocks. None of them had any news, not a single one. The entire market was dumping big time. All the stocks were dumping and low volume. Some of you may think it was high volume on some of these, but the stocks that I trade, Nvidia, Palantir, Amazon, they actually had low volume compared to what they normally do. And that kind of puts me off. And then spreads were high. I mean, I had Google at 15-cent spreads and really low volume. So I have here Amazon 5 to 10-cent spreads. It was hard trading because I'm scalping for 10 cents usually. So when I got 15, 20-cent spreads, I got to have 50-cent move before I get out because of the spread round trip. 20 cents each way is 40 cents. Plus I need to make 10 cents. So you guys, today was challenging and I didn't do so well. All right. I took a couple quick scalps of Marvel, did okay there. Google, I got in and out and did high share size, did okay on that. And then Amazon, I was way down. You guys, I was down 80 bucks at one point, 151. Oh, so I'm reading that wrong. Oh my. I just didn't let it stop me. I just decided if I'm going to up my share size, I got to figure this out. So I tried not to look at P&L. All right, and then we're going to go over these trades too. And I'm going to show you like support and resistance and areas I marked and what I was looking at, even though sometimes I didn't follow my rules. All right, and then Nvidia, Amazon, I was down about 150 at one point. Nvidia, I was down, oh God, I hate saying this. Oh my God. I was down $350 on Nvidia at one point. Oh, that makes me, can't swallow. I'm choking. Oh my God. And then, oh my God. And then Intel. Oh my God. I was up $100 on Intel. I was thinking, okay, I'm done with that one. Move on. And then at Power Hour, I decide, oh, come on, Sue. You could make it a even 100. Just go back into Intel and make it an even 100. Well, I ended up losing $68. I mean, I lost the 98. And then I was down negative 68. So and then I finally just said, screw it. I got to negative 42 and said, forget it. It's the end of the day. I hate when I have a stock that I've done well and right at the end of the day at Power Hour, I lose and give it all back because there's no time left. You can't make it back. It's stupid. I did dumb stuff. Okay. And then Cracker Barrel had earnings. I wasn't going to trade any earnings. And because I was kind of in this mood, I decided Cracker Barrel had shot up on earnings. And I go, oh, hell, what? I can't do any worse than I've already done. So I took 25 shares after it had already ran. You know, I do not, if you watch my videos, I don't do that. I get in and out. I'm in early at earnings. And so I just scalped $7, whatever. Okay, let's go look and see what I did. And I'll show you levels and what I was looking at and all the volume that I wait for. Let's go look. All right, so you guys, the first screen, I want to show you that screen I'm trying to start with now so you can see what I'm looking at. These are 12 tickers that I either always trade. Most of the ones in the middle I trade, and the ones on the outside edge are ones that I trade periodically. They've been in the news lately. Maybe there's earnings, what have you. And then QQQ right here on the upper left and SPY. I always watch those because right when the market opens, I want to see what the SPY and Qs are doing. I want to see if they're in tandem with each other, if they're trading the same, because sometimes they're not. They're opposite. And then I want to see how my stocks right over here that I trade are doing compared to those. And then I want to see if there's one of them that's moving opposite of these, and maybe it has news, which would show up down here. And that would be the one I would pick. Instantly, I'd pick that one. Well, everything was just dumping. So I had marked pre-market levels. You can see right here on NVIDIA up at the top here. I marked pre-market levels on most everything here that I trade every day. I just mark out where it turned around in pre-market, maybe the high and low of pre-market. And if there was just any significant level that you can see where price turned. And
what happened was everything just dumped and I had no levels. So what I wait for, I mean, this is a good day to trade because you can either take it short and take any ticker you could take short and just write it down. The problem is if there's no news and you don't really know why the market's tanking, I'm assuming everyone's selling off to get money for the IPO on Friday. But without any news, you don't know if it's just going to real quick turn around. There's also institutions that have trigger buy orders at certain price levels, and that can turn a stock pretty quick. So I need to be really careful. And then normally this V happens a little earlier and it didn't. So I went and did my 1 hour walk. So by the time I came back, I missed the bottom portion of the V, which was unfortunate. Okay, let's go look now and see what I did. All right, Google. I did have levels in Google, which was nice. A lot of these I trade regularly, so I just leave every level I've ever come up with. I just leave it because they tend to stick to it. And look, you guys, right here, you can see where Google held its levels right at the open. Now it ran, and because everything was dumping, I was scared to jump in. So I just kind of let it go right up until I first got in. I got in when I was going short with it. I waited till it topped out and it stuck to these levels and it did not go past this one. So once I saw it didn't go past, I started shorting it right here. So I just captured about 10 cents right here, about 20 cents right there on 50 shares. And then after, I think it was after we had that V where everything starts to retrace and comes back, right here was kind of this area of the bottom of that V area. Now, I didn't want to get in here. This was a mess. It was just bouncing around, but I could see this level was kind of holding. And then it failed and came back, came up, stayed on this level a little bit. So I traded a little bit right in here, just taking it past this level and waiting for it to get past that level. Traded it up, came down. And then right here, when it failed big time, I actually was in a short here and got out. So, oh no, I wasn't in a short here. I don't know what I was. I could have been long here. I don't know, but I made $24. That first trade, I made $12. And then right in here, I just made another $12. It's kind of hard to tell because ThinkOrSwim does a weird job of placing these. And there's no time to go looking at the monitor screen. Anyways, all the main important part is trade levels. These levels hold. And even look at these whole and half dollar levels hold really well. So that was it on that. Then let's go to Amazon. And ThinkOrSwim has been glitching. If you saw yesterday, it sometimes shows those green and red bubbles, my buy and sell orders, and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know why it's glitching. And right now it's not going to show these. So let's move on to NVIDIA. I was worried that it wouldn't show. I ended up making $31.77 here. Now on Amazon, I was trading quite high share size. Amazon was massive trades in here, you guys, and I didn't have levels. It was very hard. And I was using the scalping indicator down here, which is going to take too long to pull this up. I was down $151 at one point on this. So for me to come back to $31 was fantastic with no levels. But here's the big one I want to show you. This, look at how horrible this is. Because this is like a bowl of spaghetti. So I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see it. We're not going to go over all these. But the fact is NVIDIA had dropped down below its pre-market levels. So I didn't have levels to trade. I was trading this scalping indicator right here from DTS, Day Trading for Success. And I was just trying to scalp really large share size. I mean, you can see here 400, 800, 200. I was trading massive share size, 600. All I wanted to do on this today was just get over my fear of massive share size. Since I had nothing to go by, I just wanted to watch this scalping indicator. And what I'll do is just take a tidbit of it right here to show you what it looks like. Well, nope. ThinkOrSwim is being really weird. Okay, there we go. So what you can see here, if you look down at the scalping indicator, is I'm watching to see when volume's coming in. So right here, as volume picks up, this gray line is the mid band of volume. So it's the average. So when you start seeing that we're below average here, but the sellers start stepping in and volume is shooting up with the sellers, that's where I'm getting in short here. And we're below the 9. This is the 9 and the 21 EMA. So we're below that and we're well below VWAP. VWAP is my purple line. So all I was doing was scalping. And I figured, well, at this point, I was down so much. I just said, screw it. I'm just going to practice scalping. We're starting to go down here. And I'm just going to see if I can short it down. But I was scalping really quick because I didn't know when it was going to turn around. So, and it did eventually. I mean, you got this V here and then it came back up. So it was $152.25. I consider that a win. I was down $350 at one time, at one point. And I have to remember, if I was trading 600 shares and I'm down $300, that's 50 cents. That's just this right here between these two lines. That's one candle right here. That's 50 cents right there. So, and then 800 shares, I had to realize that it was okay to have big losses, big drawdowns. I just had to pull myself out of it and trade. So I was kind of hung up on watching P&L and seeing that huge loss. And I need to get more used to that. Okay, let's move on to, let's see if Intel will give us my entries and exits. No, it's not going to. I need to call ThinkOrSwim and see why sometimes I can get those entries on and sometimes I can't. Anyways, I lost $42 at the end. This is the one where I did so well and it was high share size. It was moving a little slower. It had really good volume and a really tight spread. You guys, if you're looking for two stocks to trade that have if you just want to scalp, you can trade INTC, Intel, and NVIDIA. Both of those lately have had really tight spreads, like a penny to 3 pennies, and really good volume at times. So this was brilliant. I was up 100. The problem is I got greedy right at the end, and I lost it all and then ended with 42.28. All right, let's go to Marvel. And Marvel's not going to show me my entries and exits. Marvel was just 3 quick scalps, and I ended with $30.51. And then let's go to the Roth IRA real quick to see. I don't know. Let me know if any of you traded CBRL or any earnings, actually, any earnings. So right here, I traded it in my Roth just because if I lose a little money in my Roth, I don't care. I don't need the money for years and years. So I would rather trade it here. So I made only $7.36. It had gotten right up here. I got in way up here. It had passed this level and had marked these levels pre-market. It passed this level. I was very close to getting in right in here because it had not tanked right prior to earnings. But I was worried because the whole market had tanked. And Cracker Barrel was not supposed to show good earnings. Analysts did not think this was going to happen. So I ended up getting in just right about here, and I literally got right out. I just in and out. That was it. And $7.36. Okay, guys, not much to show today. It was just a big mess of me just trying to scalp, and there weren't really levels to mark because we had done such a dump. So it was really just watching my scalping indicator and watching buyers versus sellers and who's really stepping up and causing volume to go up and trying to trade with that volume. All right, guys, $204. I'm not happy about that. I would rather hit about 300 when I'm increasing share size, but I'll take it. All right, you guys, let me know how you did. I'd love to know. I love hearing, especially some of you that are kind of on the same journey I'm on. I love hearing how you're doing. Okay, talk to you tomorrow, guys. Bye.